The Board of Trustees of the Harris County Department of Education is now convened in a special called board meeting on Wednesday, November 29th, 2023, in the boardroom at 6300 Irvington Boulevard, Houston, Texas, at 12:10 p.m. Welcome, everyone. We appreciate everybody being here. Thank you, David, for being over Zoom. We wish to extend a warm welcome to everyone present at the building of the Board of Trustees. As trustees, we are here to set goals, listen to reports from the superintendent, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and set policy for the district. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the department are the responsibility of the superintendent. We have policies and procedures in place to resolve concerns and issues. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. Prior to this meeting, board members received information related to items on today's agenda. Agenda items will not necessarily be handled in the order listed on the notice. The meeting is open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. During the course of this meeting, the board may determine that a closed session is necessary. In that event, the board will meet in closed session to consider matters duly posted for this meeting as permitted by section 551.071 to 551.084. Inclusive of the Texas Government Code. I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking and that cell phones are turned off or in silent mode. Thank you for taking time today to join us for your interest in the Harris County Department of Education. Okay. So we will start with an open forum. We do have two visitors, Dr. John McGee and Ms. Rhonda Holmes. And we also have two guests who would like to speak, starting with Ms. Erica Lee Carter.
Is it on? Okay. Good afternoon. It's an honor to be here, trustees. I also have another visitor, Ellison Carter, my daughter, who would want to be announced. I almost didn't make it because she had surgery yesterday, but I told her that if I was going to make it, it was because I want to help children. And so I did make it today to ask you to consider me for the appointment. Had the honor of serving from 2013 to 2018, Harris County Precinct 1. I'm a lifelong resident of that precinct. I taught first grade for several years. I have a master's in public policy, and I was honored to recruit Danny to run, and I heard he's been doing a great job. Excuse me. One reason I want to return is this board is the board I dreamed of serving with. I had many challenges. We had a board that I did not feel represented Harris County. We had several attempts to close this department down. They tried to eliminate Head Start. I spent most of my time just trying to keep all these great programs with the support of the community going. And then you all were able to come. I was able to help Superintendent Colbert be hired, and that was one of our greatest achievements. And y'all have taken it to the next level where people are aware, people need you, people know the importance of this department. And you've added so many exciting new programs and services. I would love to be a part of it, to continue it, to make sure that children like my daughter, who I work to find therapy for, who I help, but there's so many children and parents that don't have my resources, and this is where you fit in, and it would be an honor to be part of that. In addition, I now work for Harris County government, and when we received the ARPA funds and I was assigned to work on early childhood, which we're investing nearly, it's now $180 million, I thought, what better partner than the Harris County Department of Education? And so I reached out to you all, and one of our most successful programs right now is County Connections. Because you all are so strong, you're such good stewards of financial resources, and you have such great connections. So being able to be appointed to serve out the remainder of Trustee Norris's term would just combine all that I've worked for through my past, through my present, and what I hope to continue to do in the future. So I know, there are many considerations. You have a great slate of candidates. I know someone will need to run. But if you want someone to run hard during this last part of his term who will work just as hard as you or harder, I know I will. I'm committed. I'm passionate. And I ask for your vote and support. Erica Lee Carter. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Carter. Next, we have Darrell Douglas.
Thank you very much. Very glad to be here today. My name is Darrell Douglas. I am born and raised here in Houston, Texas, and I'm here today to ask for your consideration for Trustee Norris's open seat. When I found out that Trustee Norris was deciding to leave and run for another office, I decided to throw my name in for consideration because this ties in with what I believe is my life's vision. My very first job out of high school was working for the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. And during my first 6 weeks there, I ended up running into two friends that I went to elementary school with. And I'll never forget wondering, how am I an officer and how did they end up on the other end of on the other side of the bars? And so since then, I've devoted my life towards working towards building a society where more people that look like me, more people that come from neighborhoods like South Park, and more people whose parents' paychecks looked like mine end up on the other side, on this side of the bars. Since then, I founded Houston Justice, which is a nonprofit organization that has goals that align with this board's goals. We work to provide IDs for those that are homeless. We work to provide services for those that are returning citizens from the criminal justice system. And it would be an honor to get to serve out the rest of Trustee Norris's term. I look forward to being available and to pouring myself into the work that this board does. And I look forward to being a part. Please consider me Darrell Douglas for this open seat. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Douglas. All right, that is the end of the open forum. Yes.
Madam President, would it be possible to allow the other people here to speak that applied for the position?
If they'd like to fill out a card to do so, and with the board's permission, that would be possible.
So we could waive that requirement of filling out the card?
Well, no, you could, I would still have them fill out the card, but you could waive the requirement under policy that they fill the card out 10 minutes before the meeting.
Okay, so then they could fill it out contemporaneous with them leaving or at another time?
Or just, yes, right after they speak, if they would like to speak.
Very good.
Thank you for that consideration, Trustee Dick.
Just for formality purposes, I would, if you can make a motion to waive the requirement under policy that public speakers complete the card 10 minutes prior.
So moved.
Okay. All in favor? Motion passes. So we'll give 5-10 minutes for anyone who would like to speak to fill out cards. Does that work?
Either way, they can either fill it out before or after, or either way.
I will not require a specific order, so if y'all want to. Please come and introduce yourself.
Thank you. Good afternoon, board members. My name is Michelle Anderson Bonton, and I am a candidate being considered to fill Trustee Norris's remaining term. I want to thank you all for your consideration in waiving the requirement to complete the card before the meeting. I really appreciate that. I am really excited to be here with you guys today because this is, you know, an opportunity for me as a 30-year veteran educator to sit on the policy side of things. So I've served in the public school system of Houston, Texas for 30 years. I've been a school teacher, a school counselor, and a school administrator. And one of the things that always struck me in those positions is the fact that oftentimes there are people who are sitting in the seat on the policy side who really have not had the benefit of the experience on the ground, like what it means to be in the classroom and how those things play out. My administrative leadership in Houston ISD was at Dowling Middle School, one of the toughest schools in Houston ISD. And we saw a lot of kids come through that would fit the profile of the children that you all serve here. And certainly as a school counselor, over the course of my 5 years doing that, also had the opportunity in Galena Park ISD to work with kids and transition them into High Point, right over off of 90 and Uvalde Road. So I'm very intimately familiar with HCDE, its programs and services. I've also served as a school a conduit program for the Harris County Department of Education's Head Start office. We had a dual enrollment program, worked with Vanita Peacock for a number of years doing that and supporting the Head Start program. So there's a lot of familiarity that I bring to the table around HCDE, its programs and its services, and I am really excited about the idea of lending that experience and that expertise on the policy side. Also, I know that this is Trustee Norris's, the person would be filling his term for the next school year or for the next year. And I do want to let you all know that I would be interested in running to fill the seat in the next term, so that it would minimize transition and turnover and all of that for the board. You guys are doing an amazing job, and I look forward to the opportunity to be a part of that and to share the experience and skills and expertise that I have and bring that to the table alongside yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bonton. Come introduce yourself, please.
Hey, I am Greg Norwood, and I am really privileged to be here to seek the nomination and appointment to the trustee board of Harris County Department of Education. I spent a lot of my career, so now I work for Harris County as an employee, but prior to, spent a lot of my time seeking ways to amplify the voices of young adults in the political process and seeing how we can really include the voices, the opinions, the experiences of 18 to 34-year-olds in the political process. And one of the challenges that I have with organized government sometimes is that there's a missing demographic, and that tends to be young adults who really, at this point, are closest to the problem. And we know that those close to the problem are close to the solution. And so I don't know if I have a real selling point here, other than the fact that as someone who is under 30, I bring I think, fresh perspective to an old way of doing things. I think that we could put some new skin on some old wine and see how we can think and be innovative and be idealistic, and see how we can expand the capacity of the board to really meet the needs of the problems today. Now, I do have some experience in education. I got some experience in policy. I've been an organizer for a while now, and now I have the privilege to be in Harris County. So all those things would be, of course, additional things and characteristics that I would bring to this work. I have a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, all that stuff, but not more than some of my friends back here. But the reality is I do have the gift of being close to some of the children and some of the people and some of the adults that we serve here at this department, and I would love to be able to amplify their voices by being a voice for them. And so I look forward to hearing from y'all and seeing who we choose. And I'm Greg Norwood, and I certainly appreciate the support. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Norwood.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Superintendent Colbert, certainly a privilege and honor to be here. Trustee Dick, I certainly didn't anticipate having to speak, but certainly since you gave us the opportunity, we really appreciate that. You've seen our resume, and it's amazing. I've served in 3 school districts here in the Houston area, Aldine, Spring Branch, and HISD, as well as serving with Superintendent Colbert. I'm sure he doesn't remember it, in Dallas. I was the budget director in Dallas when he was I believe he was at Pinkston at the time, thereabouts. I'm sorry, West Side. And so, and before that, certainly I served at Texas Education Agency and a couple of other state agencies. And so just appreciate the opportunity to be considered. So in the interest of time, your time, and I know you've got an impressive list of candidates, but certainly just wanted to say how much we appreciate being considered, and we'll certainly run as hard as Trustee Norris has as well. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Dr. McGee. We really appreciate you guys coming to speak. You want to speak? Come on.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Stacey Allen, and I am an educator and a multidisciplinary artist. I wanted to make comments on behalf of Mrs. Michelle Anderson Bonton. I began teaching here in Houston under her leadership, and the things that I was able to learn under her mentorship was beyond what I could have ever imagined. Just learning her testimony and learning her story from being a high school dropout to being able to accomplish so many things was beyond inspiring. I've seen her have a heart of compassion, not only for the students that we have served in the past, but also for the whole school population. And I think that's very important as we see some of the challenges that are facing education, is that we have to remember that it's not only about the students, it's about the communities we serve. I also wanted to say that under her leadership, I have also seen her understand what it means to educate the whole child, and knowing that curriculum extends beyond the classroom. And so I just wanted to make a public statement on behalf of Ms. Michelle Anderson Bonton. Thank you.
We really appreciate all of your time and your comments. Thank you so much. Okay. I believe that we are ready to go into executive session. So, under the Texas Government Code, pursuant to any and all purposes permitted by sections 551.001 to 551.8084, including but not limited to 551.071, my brain isn't working, to 551.074 at 12:27 p.m.
Okay, good.
We are returning from executive session at 1:21 p.m. Do we have a motion?
Yes. I move to appoint John F. McGee to fill the vacant HCDE trustee position 6, precinct 1 seat for the unexpired portion of the term, which expires December of 2024.
Do we have a second?
A second.
Motion made by Trustee Cantu, seconded by Trustee Davis. Do we have any discussion?
I think we've had a lot of great candidates, and we appreciate y'all applying. And it's not a respective of who's the best or who's the worst, but we think we had a lot of great candidates. And we thank y'all for applying.
I want to add that this was not easy. There are some incredibly qualified candidates in this pool, and we greatly appreciate the time that everybody put in and wanting to be involved. It's been difficult. It's been a difficult decision. Go ahead.
I would like to encourage that we do have an upcoming election, and we do take value that our citizens are the decision makers in this. And so just keep that in mind, that we do believe in democracy in the election process as well.
Anyone else? Go ahead.
While I don't get a vote, for obvious reasons, I do appreciate everybody for putting your application in. I echo everybody that there was very strong resumes, and I am honored to get such strong people to apply for this position. Provided how this vote goes, I feel very confident this role will be filled and do good work. But I am very thankful for everybody to apply, even though I don't get a vote. And I am very thankful for everybody all 10 applicants that did apply, and look forward to working with you on a different aspect in the future. So thank you.
All right, is there any more discussion? Let's put it to a vote. All in favor? Motion passes 7-0. Oh, 6, thank you. 6. 6-0. Thank you so much.
601.
601.
With abstention by trustee Norris.
Thank you for that. All right.
Congratulations, Dr. McGee.
Hold on. So, we don't need to have any additional discussion. Can we have a motion for adjourn, to adjourn?
Madam President, can we hear from Mr. McGee since he's been appointed?
I would love to.
Again, Madam Chair, the board, it's only fitting a week after Thanksgiving that I extend for my appreciation to you for this opportunity. As you said, I knew that the list of candidates was impressive, and so when I still feel like I'm dreaming. So thank you for this opportunity, and I endeavor to run just as hard as you were running, Trustee Norris, and I do take it very seriously, the responsibility of trust. And so I do look forward to Harris County Department of Education makes a difference in the lives of so many, and so certainly I want to be a part of that, and it's made a difference in my life already, and I just want to continue that, the great work that you're doing. So again, thank you for this position of trust.
Thank you.
We look forward to working with you. Who made the motion to adjourn? Motion made by Trustee Hinojosa, seconded by Trustee Davis. All in favor? Motion passes 7-0. Thank you all. We are adjourned.